Buddy, Lance Russell, and Dave Brown. We're right along ringside waiting for the action to get underway here on Championship Wrestling, and we don't have to wait very long for that opening bout.
Oh, you're right. Karl Fergie from Atlanta will be in here today. He'll be going against El Mongol in the opening match. Another single match, David Oswald against Jerry Bryant. We'll have Joe Stark going against killer Karl Krupp. And it'll be David McGee against Paul Ellering. Expiration of time tag team match coming up today. Wayne Hall and Bub Smith team against Ken Lucas and Rick Morton.
My golly, I'll tell you, in addition to that, we got some super things on tape for you. As a matter of fact, we'll be hearing an interesting story from Sputnik Monroe. Additionally, we'll have an opportunity to see Bill Dundee when he won against Paul Ellering in Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. We'll see some other things in there, too, and by golly, you won't want to miss a minute of it. Action begins. Just a moment. We'll take time out right now. Come right back with it.
One fall, 15-minute time limit match, introducing at 228 pounds from Atlanta, Georgia. On the right of your screen, Karl Fergie. Going against him from Mongolia, 250 pounds, El Mongol. His manager, Jimmy Hart. This is going to be a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. Your referee is Jerry Calhoun.
Yogi Calhoun is saying, let's get ready to wrestle in there. El Mongol, of course, with his, whatever you call it, attire on it, is now coming off. And Jimmy Hart, who is in the corner, I want to make that point, too, that he not only has got killer Karl Krupp, he's got Paul Ellering. Bell time. We almost didn't get the bell rung right there, Davis, but we did, and here we go.
Fergie against El Mongol. Fergie, wrestler who has not been in the area all that long. He's going against the rugged one here at El Mongol. He put him on the mat, and Mongol jumped up. Started screaming, hey, he pulled my hair. Jimmy Hart says, hey, he pulled it hair. Didn't see it, Jimmy. Looked like a nice takedown to me. Referee Jerry Calhoun listening to the complaints, trying to get Hart to sit down in the chair and stay there. Karl Fergie, meanwhile, keeping a wary eye on El Mongol. The takedown, and another one by Fergie, and Mongol slides out of the ring. And Jimmy Hart, boy, they're upset. Mongol put on the mat 3 times in a row by Karl Fergie. Karl Fergie saying, come on, get in the ring. Mongol climbing through the rope. Karl Fergie right there, center of the ring. Fergie's got good size on him. He's tall. Oh, now there's some hair pulling. But from the other side of the fence. El Mongol yanked Fergie's hair. Didn't slow Karl down much, though. He's right into an arm bar on the Mongol. Oh, Fergie ducks under a chop thrown by Mongol. El Mongol able to get a foot on the bottom rope. Referee Jerry Calhoun calls for the break. El Mongol over to talk to Jimmy Hart. A couple of words of advice. Mongol, broad arm across the back. Fergie came in with a right hand at the midsection. Fergie thrown to the mat. Back on the ropes. Referee Jerry Calhoun here wants a break. Off the ropes, Fergie. Oh, he ran into that arm. Mongol hammers him to the mat with a forearm. Fergie, boy, he took a couple of shots with that forearm. Tried to fight back. Oh, Mongol looked like he jabbed him in the throat there. Oh, Mongol now working on a pressure point. Side of the neck. Fergie on the mat. Referee checking with him on submission. He's not giving it up. 4 minutes gone. 4 minutes gone. 11 minutes left in the time limit. Mongol with Fergie back on the ropes. Boy, he's choking the stew out of him back there. Flirting with disqualification as referee Jerry Calhoun right there is counting on him. Flip over the back. Center of the ring. El Mongol with a boot. Now cover. 1, 2 count, and Fergie kicks out of it. Coming up on the 5-minute mark. A chop by El Mongol. Karl Fergie hits the deck. Fergie body slammed. El Mongol steps out on the apron. Climbing the rope. Fergie plants a hand in the midsection as Mongol was climbing the rope. Fergie lighting fire with fire. He caught him with a fist. He's been punched a couple of times himself in the match.
Mongol is so vicious that sooner or later you just get fed up and you got to go at it like Fergie did.
Fergie takes him over the back. The cover. 1 count's all he gets. Mongol breaks out of it. Slam by Fergie. A cover. 1. Mongol throws him off at the 1 count. Shoulder butt by Fergie. Good one. Mongol on his feet. Oh, grabs Fergie. Throw him over the top rope. And that's going to be it. Automatic. Yes, sir. Ruling by referee Jerry Calhoun. Automatic disqualification as Mongol threw Fergie over the top rope. The time, 5 minutes, 59 seconds. And Fergie starts back in the ring. He is in the ring. This match is over, but Fergie upset at the treatment he received from El Mongol. Now El Mongol, Jimmy Hart. Hart's raising Mongol's hand.
Doesn't count, Jimmy.
No, that's not it.
Sorry about that.
Fergie wins it on disqualification. Again, the time, 5:59.
Excellent match. I'll tell you for a fact, an excellent match. And there is Karl Fergie battling hard against El Mongol. Mongol is so vicious, man. He just, everything in the world, right from that opening bell, the guy really goes after you. And Karl Fergie, battling his way back, was making some impressions and inroads on El Mongol. And Mongol, I think, felt at that point it was a good time to get him out.
Get him out of the ring.
And he did with a disqualification. So the winner by disqualification again, Karl Fergie. We got more action. Going to be back to it. Don't you dare go away. Back to Wave Country Championship Wrestling in the ring in just a moment. I want to take time out to remind you folks in Jasper, Indiana, next Thursday, July 17th, National Guard Armory. Handsome Jimmy is going to be there. Ken Lucas, Rick Morton will be there. Should be a wonderful night of action coming up Thursday, July 17th. Jasper, Indiana, Thursday, July the 31st. Cannleton, Indiana. You'll want to see it all. All right, how about next Tuesday right there in the Gardens? Man, what a final event. Listen to this one. Going to be a pole strap match. That is the strap up on top of a 10-foot pole, and the ring will be enclosed in wire. Won't be any skipping out. Bill Superstar Dundee, Handsome Jimmy Valiant go against Killer Karl Krupp and Paul Ellering. What a tough match, Billy.
You know, Lance Hansen was just talking to me. He said, Bill, he said, you brought a whip. I had a belt, and Krupp always has his whip. He said, when the going got going, the referee wants to stop it. He said, let's go to the promotion and ask him for Handsome Jimmy's type match. He said, let's put the wire around the ring, get the pole and put the strap on the pole, and the best team will win. Krupp and Ellering, let me tell you something. This is when this little guy's size is going to come in real handy, because I'm going to shimmy up the pole, and I'm going to throw the belt down to Handsome Jimmy Valley, and all hell is going to break loose. I can tell you that, Daddy.
I've seen you go up those poles before, and here's a guy that's going to be swinging it. Handsome Jimmy.
Woo, Messi Lancer. This is Superstar Billy and Handsome Jimmy's match, baby. This is D-Day. This is D-Day, baby. The ultimate, brother. This is what's happening. A steel cage around the ring, brother. The strap up on the pole. Woo, Messi, I feel good, baby. This is all legal, can you understand? I'm going to whip you, Krupp. I'm going to whip you, Ellis, till I blow up, baby. I can't whip no more, man. I'm going to get sick. I'm going to get sick in that ring ripping, baby. Woo, Messi, right there, baby. This is it. This is where it's at, baby. I feel good.
Tuesday night. Think you isn't ready right now? You better believe Tuesday night he's going to be double-awed ready. You be there, won't you? Tuesday night, the Garden. I think it comes as no big surprise to anybody who's been around professional wrestling for any length of time to say that Sputnik Monroe is controversial.
Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact. But, well, you know, was brought in here, and I thought a very, very wise move when Tojo Yamamoto and Jerry Jarrett were going against the Blonde Bombers with Danny Davis out there, going to neutralize a little action. Sputnik had some comments to make, and you got to hear what he had to say. Let's listen to Sputnik.
Ask me what the problem is. Let me tell you what the problem is, ignorance. Jerry Jarrett, this little pencil-necked, peach-faced puke, called me and asked me to do him a favor. So I did a favor. Now, I beat these guys that they, you know, it takes a fine mind and a fine body and perfect coordination to be a great athlete. Well, they evidently got fine bodies, no brains. They bring in a diamond ring and Cadillac man to do a Model T job. Well, when you pay, you have to, when you play, you have to pay, man. So now it's settle-up time, and they give me, they didn't give me no whip, daddy, no green, no line. They give me a little shoe shine money, man. I got expensive habits and expensive taste. You don't call me and fly me in on an airplane and ride me out of town on a Greyhound bus like I slipped in here with a watermelon rind and a tennis shoe on, ignorance. So now I want to tell you something. I'm offended. You make me angry, it's like jacking with Mother Nature, Daddy. You don't mess with Mother Nature. You don't mess with the sweet man either. I'm a diamond ring and Cadillac man with expensive taste and the greatest wrestler that ever come down that pike. And my reputation stands that way, and that's the way it is, and everybody knows how it is. So now you've had the sweet taste of being the winner, and now you're going to have the sweet taste or the bitter taste of defeat, because I'm going to slip around on the other side of the ring, Mr. Jarrett, Mr. Tojo Yamamoto, and all the rest of you. I'm going to be over on the other side, and you're going to taste how it is for me to be there. And when I'm over there now, don't change your mind and come up with some money and a bunch of nickel apologies and tell me you want me back with you, because there's no back, baby. I don't go backwards. I only go forwards. And forward it'll be from here on in. It'll be a fight, because I'm hot now.
Hear the sweet man as he gets down on it, and that's what Sputnik did. He's gone over and joined up with the Manchurian and said, hey, I can take this team and make them into the world's greatest tag team as long as they got that fine mind of Sputnik Monroe. Well, there's two sides to a story, and Tojo Yamamoto and Jerry Jarrett, I think, had at least an explanation you certainly ought to listen to. Let's take a listen.
Lance, I appreciate the opportunity for Tojo and I to get to tell our side of the story of the problem with Tojo and myself and Sputnik Monroe. What actually took place was that we did call Sputnik Monroe to come in and help us with our match against Ferris, Latham, and Davis. Tojo and I had been unsuccessful because Davis was interfering. Sputnik came in for us, and he did a good job. He did everything that a manager should do when the other manager's interfering. We were successful, and we won the match. Tojo and I share the gate after that match. I made $500, and Tojo made $500. The match and take the abuse and the pain and everything that goes with having a professional wrestling match. And if that's not fair with him, then nothing is. The man is sick. I don't know if he got behind and he's trying to catch up, but he can't do it in one night. He can't do it in one match. So I appreciate the opportunity to be able to tell the way the thing really went.
Can I say something, please?
Yes.
Sputnik Monroe, I want to tell you something. I tell you something. You got a little overpaid, and I tell you should be lucky. If it was for me, you wouldn't get paid that much. Sputnik, I want to tell you something. I don't want you threatening me and my protege. You said you're going over the fence. Okay, you can go over the fence. I tell you what, if you want to invite me in the ring anytime, you're ready. I tell you what, you want to threaten me and my protege, I tell you what, I'll invite you anytime. You just come in the ring, you sick man.
There you have a little family feud going on, but I think it's important that we got both sides of it right there, and of course I think you have a little better understanding of it. Now, we're ready for action, David.
All right, it's going to be a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. Introducing from Arkansas at 220 pounds, David Oswald. And going against him from Memphis, Tennessee at 218 pounds, Jerry Bryant. This match one fall, 15-minute time limit. Referee Jerry Calhoun.
Okay, the referee saying let's get it ready to get on, and bell time tells us we are in fact going that way. Jerry Bryant with a little more experience goes around behind. Beautiful takedown on Oswald. Bryant has always been that jewel. It has not quite gotten to it, and we've always had great admiration for Jerry in there. Tremendous young wrestler. The guy he's going against, who just got caught and taken over on that hip toss, David Oswald, a youngster who has really only had, what, just a matter of months,
in
terms of professional wrestling. He's aggressive. We have made the statement before, and I will still stand by it. I think sometimes he has taken the shortcut, which unfortunately there are guys who do, and he can wrestle. He doesn't need to do that. He needs to spend the time to develop it, but there is an example of it right there, and the referee is on him. He takes Bryant right down by the hair, but Jerry Bryant, you'll watch him, you'll see. Fine athlete. He goes straight ahead at him and takes David, but he's pushed back into the rope.
Been looking forward to this match. Neither one of these guys will back up from a tank. They're both aggressive. They'll go against the toughest opposition. Well, here's another one of those times. Back on the ropes with Bryant.
Whoa! Man, he busted Jerry right then. Tell you what, Oswald came in here to further his reputation by handling a guy like Bryant, but he's not going to find that an easy task by any means. Nobody ever has. Jerry with that one leg up in the air. Oswald trying to hold on. Bryant, beautiful. Suplexed him out of that side headlock. Jerry Bryant picks him right up, staying on top. In the air, body slam. Pounds him down. Goes for a cover one. Now, I don't think he was ready. Oswald, no pushover in that respect. Whip into the rope. Bryant again. Backdrop, and Oswald lands hard right in that lower back. Jerry doesn't make it any easier by taking him over the shoulder, but at the count of one, Oswald was kicking. Referee Jerry Calhoun down quick, put the shoulders up in the air, and there will be no count. Side headlock on the mat. Jerry Bryant hanging in there as this is a one-fall 15-minute. We're 2.5 minutes into action right at this point. Jerry Bryant trying to hang on, but Oswald rolls him back. Whoa, he may have had the tights. We couldn't really see from this side in there. Jerry Bryant, I think, was confirming. Now he's got a straight pin. He had a one. Well, maybe he had the other hand. Maybe we read it wrong. You've got a little better shot right there on the camera angle than we do to see. Couldn't really see about Oswald. Bryant hanging and Oswald trying to pry his way out. They're dead in the center of the ring on the mat with Jerry Bryant hanging on that side headlock while Oswald trying to bend him back and come up out of it. Count of one, and that's all. Jerry still hanging on as we round the corner of 3 minutes of action in there with about 12 minutes to go. Standing side headlock, Bryant and David Oswald. Championship wrestling action in the ring right now. And at this point, it has been a relatively even match, while Bryant may have had the best of the advantages. And on the break, a knee goes to the midsection, and Oswald never quite broke it clean. He came right back on and starts the double chop on Jerry Bryant. Oswald, this time with no forearm, busts him with the right hand, and the referee warns him. Slams Bryant into the turnbuckle. Comes in with a double chop. David Oswald trying to even things up here. Pops Bryant in and buries his shoulder at him. Referee saying open him up. Stop using the fist. Jerry Bryant coming back. He got him with a forearm. Coming up on 4.5 minutes in, a whip to the ropes, and Bryant, beautiful. Seemed hesitating, fire Dave one, but he can't make it stick. Thought he might have him. He got him with a super drop kick. And the referee warns Bryant about using the fist in there. Jerry picks him up, takes the right, and Oswald trying to battle back, doing the only thing he knows how to do at this point, and that's use the fist. Whips Bryant into the ropes. Backdrop. Big elbow. He covers. 1, 2. Jerry Bryant got his way out of it. Backs him into the ropes. Whips across. Another big elbow. Puts him down. Drops it again. And he covers. 1, 2. And this time Bryant just beats it. Jerry in trouble. Oswald. 2 opportunities, whips him in a third time. Bryant ducks, comes at him with a clothesline, covers him. 2, 3, got it. Whoa, he knocked both feet right out from under him and really put him down hard. David Oswald, count it out, Dave. How about the time?
5 minutes, 31 seconds.
5 minutes, 31 seconds.
Good match.
And you doggone right it was a good match. This Oswald whipped him in, blasted him with that elbow a couple of times in there, and the son of a gun had his opportunity to go for the pins. Bryant was able to kick his way out, and on that third elbow to the well once too often, Bryant went under and came back, really clotheslined him, strung him out in there and got a 3 count. And that one is history in there with Jerry Bryant, the winner. We've got more action. You're going to have a chance to see Bill Dundee and Jimmy Valiant in action against Ellering and Krupp, and that action will be coming up in just a moment.
What the hell, Sayers? Couldn't tell, but whoever he was.
Get around, and we thought some action in a couple of matches, as a matter of fact, Dave, that I think the fans will be interested in seeing. One of them was a bout that took place in the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee. It found the pairing of an interesting tag match when Paul Ellering, the big Southern heavyweight champ, and the mercenary out of Mannheim, Germany, Killer Karl Krupp, teamed together, Jimmy Hart's boys, and you'll see him a little bit later today, as a matter of fact. And they went against Handsome Jimmy and the superstar Bill Dundee. This was in the Mid-South Coliseum, Memphis, Tennessee. Look at this tag match. Double-handed chop on Dundee. Dundee, flying press. 1, 2, but the Killer breaks it up, and Handsome Jimmy going after the Killer. Dundee grabs whatever it was that Ellering had, while Valiant and Krupp were fighting on the floor. Referee Paul Morton trying to get that out. Dundee had Ellering covered. Now he's over getting the referee. Ellering misses the big punch. 1, 2, 3, got him. What a sensational bout. 8:48, the official winners, Dundee and Valiant. Was the tag match in there, and I think one of the notable things to point out was the fact that Dundee did, in fact, pin Paul Ellering. It was a tag match, obviously not a Southern heavyweight title match. Handsome Jimmy was kind of scuffling it up with the Killer in there, and it turned out to be a most exciting action with Dundee and Valiant winning that. There was a return Southern heavyweight title match, and it took place in gigantic Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. The championship cameras were right up there, and I think you may be interested in seeing the single match with Paul Ellering and Bill Dundee. Watch the entire thing now. Let's take a look. Buries that shoulder and Ellering's stomach again. Kicks him back. Dove off the rope, slammed Ellering to the floor. Dundee can't cover him. Falls on Ellering. I don't think it, yeah, there it is, 1, 2, but he easily gets his right shoulder up. Ellering missing the big elbow. Dundee stops him with a drop kick. Dundee out of the corner with a firing right hand. 1.5, that one broke. Dundee with a sleeper. Oh, and Ellering just fired him over the top, right over his shoulder into referee Thomas Marlin. Dundee getting up, Ellering getting up, but the referee is not. Dundee a backdrop. Ellering had dropped a chain. Dundee grabs it. Here comes Karl Krupp, who has no business in the ring, and he is nailed. Here comes Handsome Jimmy. Ellering on Dundee. Jimmy going after Krupp, now after Ellering. Krupp with that riding crop. Pounding on Jimmy. Krupp and Valiant, both who came in. Valiant after Krupp did. Bryant grabs a chair. Ellering falling at our timer's table. Krupp goes out with Valiant with a chair. The winner by disqualification is going to be Bill Dundee. Well, there you had the second win that Dundee has recorded. This particular one was a disqualification for the interference of Krupp. What would have happened if the killer hadn't come in there? Well, that's speculation. Anybody can say. So we don't know, but we do know what did happen. It was a whale of a fight, wasn't it?
Yes,
Dave?
it was. I want to tell you. And Dundee gets the win, but not the belt.
No, as a matter of fact, the belt stays, of course, with Paul. And that was some tough action. We got some more of that tough action coming up. Championship Wrestling. Be back in just a second. Oh, yeah, plenty of action yet to come right here on Channel 3's Championship Wrestling action. Do want to tell you about the entire card. Told you about the main event, worth the price of admission alone, that pole wire match that's coming up. But the opening bout is going to be El Mongol against Eddie Gilbert. Sonny King will be going against Karl Fergie. Grudge match, the Manchurians with Sputnik Monroe right at ringside in their corner, going against Tojo Yamamoto and Jerry Jarrett in Louisville. Then a no time, no disqualification. Boy, you can forget all the rest. The title's not on the line. Only action when Ken Lucas and Rick Morton go against the Blonde Bombers with Danny Davis along ringside. And remember, no time, no disqualification. Then the final match. This is going to be the pole strap match with a ring enclosed in wire when Killer Karl Krupp and Paul Ellering will be going against the team of Bill Superstar Dundee, Handsome Jimmy Valiant. All happens Tuesday.
15-minute time limit match coming up. That's Joe Stark standing in the ring there on the right side. Referee Jerry Calhoun on the left, waiting for Killer Karl.
What a great day, Russell. I love this. Back-to-back, two of the greatest athletes in the world. My champions, baby. Killer Karl Krupp, the European champion, and Paul Ellering, back-to-back. Woo!
Marvelous, yeah. Boy, he is really exuberant. His jaw must getting better. He's cheerleading a little bit more now. Okay, David, how about the introduction?
Joe Stark on the right of your screen will weigh in at 225 pounds from Arkansas. On the left of your screen with his manager, Jimmy Hart, from Mannheim, Germany, at 261 pounds, Killer Karl Krupp. This is a one-fall 15-minute time limit match. Referee Jerry Calhoun.
Calhoun telling Hart to get out of the ring and stay out of the ring and stay in his chair. Young Joe Stark going against the big Killer, and here we go, boy. Killer's right on him.
Wasted no time. Krupp shoved him right back into the ropes. Smacked him with a right hand. Joe Stark's head meets the top turnbuckle, a forearm, and a fist perhaps by Killer Karl Krupp. In the throat, he caught him. Stark thrown out of the ring between the ropes, down onto the floor, and I think maybe bumped into the camera wheel there. Stark onto the ring. Killer Karl Krupp waiting for him. They're watching it, Jimmy. We see it. Stark trying to get back into the ring. Killer Karl right there on him. Boy, from the opening bell, Killer Karl went after him. He grabs him on the apron, pounds him with a right arm. Stark knocked down to the apron and back to the floor. Killer Karl Krupp, known as somewhat of a mercenary. Make no bones about it. He was hired to come in here by Jimmy Hart. Stark into the ring, but thrown back through the ropes. He's got his left arm tangled in those bottom two ropes. Now untangled, but Killer Karl right on him. Yeah, we hear you, Jimmy. Hart says, tell him he's supposed to stay in the ring. Threw him out of there a couple of times. There's another jab. Stark off the ropes. He was going for Krupp, but Krupp grabbed him and shoved him back. We're a minute and a half into the action. There's a choke by Killer Karl. Referee Jerry Calhoun trying to get it broken up. Krupp breaking it, and then right back to the throat. Joe Stark on the mat. Count of 4 that time on Killer Karl. A 5 count disqualified. Killer Karl better watch himself. He will find himself disqualified and headed back to the dressing room in defeat. Oh, there's a cover by Krupp. 1, 2, and 3. That's it. 2 minutes, 19 seconds the time on it. And Joe Stark, boy, he gave him a battle. He was going for him, but he just couldn't get it going as Krupp was all over him from the opening bell and kept it that way.
He didn't let reputation slow him down one bit. I'll tell you for a fact in there is Joe Stark was giving it what he had.
He was giving it a shot, sure was.
In there against a really rugged one in there. Wheel, so the Killer.
Ring the bell. Let's get this on. The second champion, baby. Come on,
I know.
ring it.
We got another one coming right up, and we do, in fact. I'm back with you. Jimmy Hart all excited about getting the next bout started, and they're in the ring, Dave, so let's just go on with the next action.
It will be a one-fall 15-minute time limit match on the right of your screen. From Louisville, Kentucky, 189 pounds, David McGee. And on the left of your screen, from Melrose, Minnesota, 235 pounds, with his manager, Jimmy Hart, the holder of the Southern Heavyweight title, Paul Ellering. One fall, 15-minute time limit, referee Jerry Calhoun.
muscle man gets so excited over his own muscles. I'm telling you, he really does. There's David McGee. And David, trying young fella, but he's going against a champ today, and what happened? Yeah, okay, Paul.
What was it Ellering said one time? He got up a half hour earlier so he could look at himself in the mirror longer that day or something?
I'm sure. He is, in fact, a powerful, powerful man, no question about it. He has the endurance and stamina that makes it very, very hard for anybody to be able to cope with. He starts right out, hammering with those big arms, and then slams David into the turnbuckle. Goes right in after him, a whip. Oh, he was off the floor when he hit those turnbuckles, Dave. That's how strong Ellering is. Drops with a big elbow and rolls back down on David McGee. No, 2 count. Ellering a little overconfident. Didn't seem to be too disturbed. Manager Jimmy Hart saying, come on, Paul, don't play around. Let's get him. Boy, he banged him. Oh, he put McGee down. David thwarted right from the very beginning. Ellering straight up, runs, bang, drops him. Body slam. Well, you're looking at a guy that held a world record of 745¼ pounds. Yeah, Jimmy. And the deadlift record, it was broken in 1978. Powerful. Whoa, knee to the midsection.
We're a minute and a half in, and I'm sure to McGee it seems like an hour and a half about
No,
this
that's
point.
the truth. Oh. Ellering easily picks him up in the air and bangs him down in the middle of the ring. Paul can do that. We've seen him pick guys, 240, 50 pounds, hold them up over his head. Hard to believe the power that he does have. Relatively young in terms of it, a couple of years experience, but he has certainly come. Uh-oh. He's got that big bear hug in there, and look at Ellering bouncing up and down, squeezing those steel bands of his around him. Tighter and tighter. McGee trying to fight his way out. Referee asking him. Ellering continues to squeeze. McGee trying to force him out. But Ellering, with plenty of endurance, continues to bend him back and squeeze, just holding him. Bends him down. 1, 2, 3. There you have an unusual pin. Paul Ellering took that bear hug, Dave, got him to where he could not fight anymore. All right, Paul, that's enough. Got him to where he couldn't fight him and just bent him right straight and still held him up in the air with his shoulders down on the mat. Powerhouse, no doubt about it. Okay, we got you.
2:39 at time.
2 minutes, 39 seconds. Winner, Paul Ellering, as he defeated David McGee with that bear hug and pin on it. We've got more action coming up. Be back to it in a moment.
To the expiration of time at a total weight of 492 pounds. On the left of your screen, from Colorado Springs, Colorado, Wayne Hall, and from Jackson, Tennessee, Bob Smith. Going against him at a total of 414 pounds. On the right of your screen, from Las Vegas, Nevada, Ken Lucas, and from Nashville, Tennessee, Rick Morton. A match to the expiration of time, referee Jerry Calhoun.
You're looking at the opponents of the Southern Tag Champs, Smith and Hall. Of course, the titles are not at stake today. It's an expiration of time match, and obviously the team with the most falls, to their credit, at the time the predetermined expiration of time occurs, will be the winner of the match. Not necessarily 1, 2, 3, or whatever number of falls. Referee Jerry Calhoun says, here we go, one-on-one, Bub Smith, Ken Lucas, we're ready. Big expiration of time tag match, and Ken Lucas, who's given away a lot of bulk to Bub, but that's exactly what he can do. When he was being overpowered by the weight advantage of Bub, he just sidestepped him and let him move right on by. Tag on Rick, who was giving away even more in terms of a weight advantage. But you see how this tough little fella handles him. Boy, he just whips him over on that mare. Rick riding on him, going for the headlock, moves into a front face lock. Bub Smith still digging. Morton trying to get a cover. Not easy on a guy as big as Bub is. And Rick, with his size, he tags Ken. Lucas takes over with a side headlock on Smith. Tag on Wayne Hall. Colorado Springs moved into waistlock, and Kenny Lucas just whipped that side headlock on him before he could complete the waistlock. Hall backs him up, fires to the rope, but the shoulder puts him down, and he's right back to the side headlock. Tag Rick Morton. Woogie, holding on. Rick Morton. By golly, he popped him right over and down on that deck. And Morton, dandy prospect. Another standing side headlock. Obviously, Dave, Rick is never going to be 6'6" and weigh 260, but he is certainly considered a future prospect for the junior heavyweight title of the world.
Well, he's done well. He's got a good amateur background, and as far as pure wrestling ability, he's one of the finest you'll see. He and Ken Lucas make a fine team because Kenny has never claimed to have the wrestling finesse. He's a street fighter. Boy, you put that finesse in Morton and the street fighter and Lucas together, and you've got yourself quite a team, and they do currently hold the belts. Wayne Hall in there now. Colorado Springs, Colorado. Whoa, Rick's shoulders roll down to the mat. Referee, though, trying to keep Bub Smith out on the apron where he belongs. I think Bub is just going to wander in there. Good headlock by Rick. Yanked him off his feet. Rick giving away weight to Wayne Hall, too. Wayne goes about 230, 235, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Rick uses good motion, and you watch him on these mares, Dave. He does two things. One, he starts pulling down with the head to get the direction going, and he kind of whips with a forward motion there to be able to move that much weight, or that much more weight than he has. And boy, tenacious, right on it. Tag, Kenny Lucas. They surprised the wrestling world when they were able to win the Southern Tag titles. Came as a real upset. But we've said it before. I think while still a lot of people make them underdogs when they go into a match, I think they've proven they're for real. They're not just a luck fortunate set of guys that happen to win a championship one night. Referee telling Rick Morton, keep out of the hair, but he does it again.
Interesting counter to Hall, who had ideas twice of sending Rick flying into the ropes. He was going to whip him in there, but Rick caught his hair and prevented that.
Oh, my hand got stuck in his hair.
Yeah.
Son of a gun. Big Bub run out, and Ken and Rick switch back and forth on Wayne Hall. Tag on the big one. Rick circled, yes, sir. Just sheer speed he used on Bub. Bub was coming in, and he used his weight to just pull him right straight on over as he went down and under him.
Oh, when Bub hit that mat, it scored about a 6 on the Richter scale in that ring, I think.
There's a tag on Wayne Hall, and Hall and Smith have been rather active in tagging in and out also. Ken Lucas Wayne Hall, big knee, boom from Lucas on Wayne Hall. Over the shoulder, Rick Morton pulls the knee pad down, drops with the lower leg, covers 1, 2, but he didn't make it go. We're coming up on about 5.5 minutes in this first ball of action. Still plenty of wrestling time. Hall rolled him over. He's got a cover, 2, and Rick barely got that right shoulder up.
Hall proved himself a rather rugged customer there. Rick had him down and looked like maybe he had him in position for the 3 count, but couldn't do it.
And when Hall got the weight advantage on top of Rick, Rick had to struggle there. Just barely got that right shoulder up. Almost dropped the first ball. But they're still in it. Reverse face lock. Rick has him chin locked securely in there. No choke. He's got it right on his chin. Hanging right on is Rick Morton with Wayne Hall battling at it. He tried Wayne, couldn't get him in about 3 attempts. Now he tags out to Ken Lucas. They're going to have to get him softened up a little bit more. And that's one way of softening him up.
One of the quickest ways.
Kenny will get tough with you. You can count on it. Just make book. Pounds that head of Wayne Hall's into the turnbuckle. Tag on Rick Morton. Ooh, he nailed him with a knee. We're past the 7-minute mark in action, and now Rick going for it, pulls the leg up, 1, 2. But he cannot make it stick there. Another cover. 1, 2. And he's loose again. Chin locks him from behind. Thought Rick had him when he bowled him back in there and had the leg with the weight up on top. But Hall determined, kicking around. Drops with a leg, lower leg in the middle of the back on Wayne Hall. Referee checks for a choke. There is none. Just a good chin lock, reverse face lock he's got on him. Tag from Ken Lucas over to Rick Morton. Here's Lucas, put to the midsection. We're past the 8-minute mark. Wayne Hall went over and was going to tag Rick Morton. Our time is running out. We are out? No. There's a tag on Kenny. The Rick, 2, 3, and that's it. Okay, first ball, Lucas and Morton. We got to take time out. We'll be right back. We're going to be back in the ring with Channel 3's Championship Wrestling coming up in a moment. Hey, a quick reminder to you folks around Jasper, Indiana, next Thursday, July 17th, National Guard Armory Championship Wrestling comes your way. Now, Tuesday night, we talked about a little bit earlier. I want to continue on that one. That's the pole strap match where the strap is at the top of a 10-foot pole, ring enclosed in wire, handsome Jimmy Valiant, Bill Dundee on one side, and on the other side, take a look at this, Paul Ellering, and the big mercenary from Mannheim, Germany, killer Karl Krupp.
Take note, Mr. Westphal, and give me credit for imagination and intelligence. Look at my heart. Look at the physique of this man. Then I look at the physique of Mr. Dundee. Yes, he is a very athletic-looking young man. But I look at the physique of Mr. Valiant, as I call him, Big Bird from Sesame Street, Mr. Valiant. And I wonder where Mr. Dundee's athletic intelligence has gone to. This long, tall drink of water that prances around the ring like he's 98 cents short of $1. He is screaming about the strap match. My good friend, Mr. Paul Ellering, will be waiting at the bottom of the pole, and I will be tossing our opponents to walk in. And I'll say, catch, Mr. Ellering. Here comes Dundee, Mr. Ellering. Catch, Mr. Ellering. Here comes Big Bird from Sesame, handsome Jimmy Valiant. And when we get the strap off the top of the pole, all hell will break loose.
Okay, Paul Ellering, Killer Karl Krupp. Of course, manager Jimmy Hart will be out there, but the ring will be enclosed in wire. The strap on the poles. You be there Tuesday. When you've used all the time, you've used all the time, so we can't bring them back in for another fall, as a matter of fact. And the first one's going to go to Ken Lucas and Rick Morton. And son of a gun, that obviously means that with no time left, they've got the match.
They've got the winner. That's right.
We've got to get going. We hope maybe you'll make it a point to be with us next week. For Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of championship.